Welcome back, folks. We're here live via tape at the Derby Dinner Playhouse over in Clarksville, Indiana. My next guest this evening is a veteran actor, too. His name is Matt Wallace. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
It's good to be here.
I see that you've been here for about 4 years.
Right, about 4 years, about 25 shows in that time.
Well, my first guest has been here 20 years, and he was in 160 some odd. So you've really crammed some shows in here.
Sure have. It's been pretty non-stop the past 4 years, so nice and busy.
Now, I remember seeing you in a few different plays here. Just to mention a few, you've been in The Foreigner, and The Music Man, Catch Me If You Can, The Unexpected Guest. I did see you in that one.
Yeah.
And the list just goes on and on. Felix and Murder to Death and Guys and Dolls. What's the most memorable thing on stage for you?
I guess my favorite part would probably have to be in The Foreigner. It was a year ago right now, just a great play and fun part. And usually my favorite's whatever show I'm doing at that time, you know. So we're having a great time now with Divorce Southern style too. So.
That's a lot of slapstick.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is fun comedy.
Now I understand you're married.
My wife, Tina Jo, is also she's an actress, and she works here as well as other places. We met at the Shakespeare Festival here in town, so still work with them as well. And that's how we met, was doing theater together. So.
Well, when I was here, she hadn't had her child yet, but she was still out here.
I know. She's amazing.
She's waiting tables and everything. That was that poor girl.
She performed up till about 8 months or something. So yeah.
Yes, she did.
Nothing can get her off the stage.
She did a great job. So I understand that you have a BFA, which is
Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater from Webster University in St. Louis. Finished school in '96, so I've been out 10 years now. And
how long does it take to?
It's just 4 years, a 4-year program. But what's great about a school like that is if you're really interested in theater, it's a conservatory. So for 4 years, that's all you do is theater-related courses.
Oh.
You know, so it's really intense, sort of equivalent of a grad school type curriculum.
Oh, okay, that's really neat.
Yeah.
And then it also mentions in your bio about you studied at Second City, Chicago.
Yeah, I lived in Chicago for a few years after graduation, ran a couple theater companies, and also figured while I was there I should train with the best, and took a couple of years of improvisation from Second City.
I know a couple comedian friends of mine have been up there, and they're always ranting and raving about Second City, and I said, I'd like to see what that is myself.
Yeah, it's great training, not just for improv, but for any acting, you know, in particular comedy, you know, learn a lot about timing, learn a lot about yourself, and it was great.
Do you, I know my first guest, he said he keeps his script with him up to the very end.
Oh, he does. That's Carrie Weeger.
So, do you have anything? Do you memorize you come in with it? Are you one of those people that have it memorized?
I do usually try to come in with it memorized, just because, particularly here, we only rehearse for about 2.5 weeks, little less, and it's hard, you know. But that's not a lot of time, and we're not rehearsing every day. So, I for myself need to feel comfortable and kind of really have a good handle on the lines when I come in.
Do you have to turn the TV off and everything when you're doing it?
Yeah, usually have some little tricks for memorizing. You know, I have to do that, but particularly when it's a big part like The Unexpected Guest or something, it can be a challenge. So I start looking at about a month in advance.
Yeah, that was a good show. That was a real good show. What has been your favorite role?
My favorite role probably ever would have to be with Kentucky Shakespeare Festival, with my wife, Tina, doing Much Ado About Nothing a couple years ago, playing Benedict, and she was Beatrice, and that would probably be definitely up there, one of my favorites. Yeah.
Any unusual things ever happen on stage, and trip and fall, and just keep on with it? Or?
That's what's great about live theater, is anything can happen. You know, it's not like going to a movie. It was to, you know, remind audience members, because you know, everything's always slightly different, you know, particularly when you're in the round like this, and you have there are a lot of potential distractions or noises, or, you know, things can always go wrong. You know, one time I was performing in Central Park with Kentucky Shakespeare, and a man had a heart attack in the front. and we had to stop the show, and he turned out he was all right, but things like that, or loud noises, and you kind of have to keep going.
I was there one time. They were in the middle of something, and some plane went over, and they just kind of stopped for a minute.
Yep, the old plane pause. Yep, just kind of wait. And now I'll continue.
That's funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential distractions, but that's also what makes it interesting. How do you handle those?
Now, I understand you had a part in Forrest Gump.
Right. Done a little film work over the years, and that turned out to be a huge movie that I was in. Yeah, I had a scene with Tom Hanks and spent a week on the set back in '93 and had a line with him. So yeah.
Well, we can't really say what that was, but
it gets beeped when it's on TV, but no, not all of it. I toss him a magazine and make a comment about the magazine.
You and I were in the same film. I was just a peon extra, but I don't think it ever came out. Sweet William.
Oh yeah. No, I wasn't in that. I auditioned for it, but
okay.
No. But I'd like to see what happens with that.
I would have liked to have seen it. Maybe one of these
really
days
interesting
they'll
script. Yeah.
Maybe one of these days they'll release it. I don't know. But so you think your daughter will going to follow in Mommy and Daddy's footsteps?
She's already been on a couple shows here.
Has she really?
Not the full run, but we did do Black Patent Leather Shoes Really Reflect Up last year, and Tina brought her on at the end. She was supposed to have a newborn, so we snuck her on for a couple shows, and she was in the Pegasus Parade opening ceremonies. Music Man, we took the whole cast and did the opening ceremonies, and we brought the baby with us. So she's, you're never too young to start building a resume.
Well,
I'm joking.
That's true.
No, if she wants to be an actor, that's fine. But I'd also be fine with her having a normal profession. Would be nice too. So, do you have any aspirations for any other movies, or do you just? Well, I try to audition as much as I can, and I'm very, very content with the life that I have now, and get to do lots of different kinds of shows, and get to do film and commercial as well, and just have a great life here in Louisville.
Well, what does an actor do? What do they get up at the crack of noon and?
Well, when you have a 14-month-old,
no, you won't be.
You get up at the crack of 6:30, and we usually get to bed about 1, so it's not a whole lot of sleep. No, yeah, it just kind of varies. When we're in rehearsals, we're in here at 10 every day, so it can be kind of grueling when you're in one show at night and rehearsing the other during the day. But it just kind of varies.
I guess that makes sense. You just don't go on and know it all.
That's right.
But this is really fascinating. Of course, we're on the set of the present play, which is...
Right, Divorce Southern Style. It'll actually close this week, and then we have Beehive opening the week of February 19th. It's a fun musical review, music from the 50s and 60s. We're going to have a live band on stage, and it's just really, really neat music and a throwback to a lot of great music. I say, almost every night here is a memorable night.
That's what it was at the Comedy Caravan.
No, it's been a great time being an actor. There's always something different, and it makes for an exciting life.
Do you ever have hecklers?
Oh, definitely. Particularly, we've had some, not too many, but here, we do serve drinks, so things can get out of hand. But usually, we have an amazing audience base here. We have 8,000 subscribers, so it's like a big family, and it seats about 500. And our audiences are you can't get more loyal audiences than we have.
Well, every time I come, it's always packed.
Yeah, a bad night would be about 300 people in an audience, so it's kind of nice. Back up when I was in Chicago, I remember being excited that there were 12 people in the audience, and that we had more in the audience than we did in the cast. We're going to do the show. Well, here it's like, well, we got 300. It's going to be a quieter night. So we have the audiences here are amazing.
12 people would be like. Anyway, I certainly thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very, very much. Folks, thank you so much for staying with us tonight here at the Derby Dinner Playhouse. And remember what I've been saying for over 8 years now. It's nice to be important, but more important to be nice. Thanks to God a lot, and until next time, thank you.